What is going on, guys? Noah Brewer here, back again with another video. No, this isn't a case study. No, this isn't going to be a super in-depth walkthrough, but this is going to be some basic, well, actually pretty advanced advice on what to do for Q4 and also what not to do. So I have some slides in front of me, which I'm going to show up on the screen now. And I hope that this is really beneficial to you and you're able to make a lot more money during Q4. So my number one recommendation, honestly this is probably the most important, is to test really good Pioneer products. Now the main reason for this isn't only because Pioneer products usually scale better, it's because the saturated types of products that are going to come up in the next few months are going to be very hit hard, or they're going to be hit very hard by bigger drop shippers. And I know this because I'm friends with them. I know what they do. They basically spend tens of thousands of dollars per day, and you just don't want to be in that market. So you want to basically test products that are not super popular and basically make them popular. And the idea by this is by the time you're scaling during Q4, maybe it's BFCM, there's a lot less competition for that specific product. You're a little bit different, and also by the time everybody else catches up to you and they start seeing that your product is doing good, hopefully Q4 is already gone and you already have all the data and you're already scaled and set to go. I know products like this can be kind of hard to find. It takes a lot more time, takes a lot more effort. Depending on your experience, it also could take a lot longer to find a winner. But if you have good experience like me, or if you're a part of my agency, you already get those products from somebody experienced, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. Another thing to note is the best time to find a winner is somewhere in the next month from the day that I'm uploading this video. It'll be like a month or two before BFCM so that you have some time to get the initial testing and the initial scale going. So make sure that you're really testing right now and you're doing your best to find a winner in this moment. So number two, do not push fast shipping times. I see a ton of people making this mistake. I know that a lot of you have agents and you do have fast shipping times, and that's great. Honestly, during Q4, shipping times are usually about 2 times longer just because of the the amount of shipments going out, especially a week or two after BFCM. There's just so much shipments. It doesn't matter how good your agent is. There might be some delays. So just in case, I usually say just, don't promote fast shipping times at all. I would, try to sell the product using the product, not, the shipping time, because you never know what's going to happen. Your supplier could get flooded with tens of thousands of orders, and it could bite you in the ass real quick, and people can come back and charge back. And not only that, but you want to end your large scale about 30 days, or I wouldn't say 30 days, I know it says it in the slide, but in reality probably 2 to 3 weeks before Christmas, just to allow a buffer time so that the majority of your customers get their product before Christmas, because this is what's going to happen. You're going to run a BFCM sale. If your shipping times are 2 to 3 weeks right now, they could be over a month during Q4, especially with BFCM. What you want to do is just, it's fine to be scaling before Christmas. Just realize that not a lot of people are going to get their orders in time for Christmas, which means, they might have to tell a family member or a friend that they're going to have to wait another couple weeks for their product or their gift, right? Because they're buying these as gifts. Most of them will be. So keep that in mind. Last year, shipping times were delayed by about 2 weeks just across the board for everything. Even Amazon was delayed a little bit. And that was even without a pandemic going on. So obviously the pandemic has kind of simmered down a little bit, but I wouldn't count on it. It's just another reason to not push fast shipping times, because we don't really know what's going to happen with the huge influx in online orders while the pandemic is going on. So just be pretty careful. Sell the product using the value of the product itself and not shipping times. So for very obvious reasons, timing is very important in terms of scaling a product during Q4. It's a little bit different than other quarters just because in the middle of the quarter there's kind of this big holiday that gets people really excited to buy things online. So timing is very important. Now I wouldn't say don't hold off your scale, but this is why I say that the best time to find a winner is now, because it will allow you to, number 3, be mid-scale on Thanksgiving. You want to be at the peak of your scale on Thanksgiving so that when you go into Black Friday, you can really jump it further than what your peak is. Now, sometimes you will get this correctly, and when you do, it'll help you scale a lot and just make a ton more money. But really try your best to avoid being at the very beginning of your scale or at the very end of it. And you can see a little graph here. If you look at like large scaled products, this one did about 2 million. This is the one I wrote the book about. You can see that it kind of goes up and then it simmers down and it kind of stays consistent. And you can see that you want to be kind of like right before it really spikes up, and you don't want to be at the simmer down point. This is just because it usually performs a lot better and you'll be able to make the most money during this point in your scale. Number 4, and I think that this one's very important, and you can kind of use me as a meter to how much you should spend. But if you're running a profitable product, usually your biggest regret from BFCM, looking back on it, is going to be that you didn't spend more money. Usually in my history, if you have a profitable product, pretty much everything that you make during Black Friday is going to be profitable. So you want to try to spend as much as you can. And it sounds crazy, but if you don't want to go super duper crazy, I would say like a good metric is you should spend at least 1 week worth of your profits extra during the 3 to 4 days that Black Friday and Cyber Monday is happening. So I think it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it'd be 4 days. You can spend 14 days, a whole month of profits. It doesn't matter to me, but I think 7 days is a fair bet, because if it doesn't work out, you're not losing like a whole month's worth of profit. It's just a week, and you only get one of these chances per year, so you kind of want to make it a big one. So if you're profiting about 1,000 a day, I would probably add about 1,500 to 2,000 per day, probably split 50-50 with retargeting and cold traffic to your ad spend during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Sounds crazy, but trust me, if you're launching new creatives, right, like you want to launch multiple creatives with Black Friday sales, different images, you can do 2D animations from viral e-com ads, you can do custom content if you have the means to do so. Just run all the different creatives that you can, and I'll get into why in a little bit later in one of these future slides. But yeah, it's just kind of like a controlled way to spend a lot of money, but also not lose out on too much if it doesn't work, is just to spend 7 days of your profit. And number 5, probably my favorite one on this list, because it doesn't only occur for Black Friday ads, it's also any holiday, any celebration, any sale that you run. Do not turn off your BFCM ads unless they're losing money over the last 7 days. That's kind of the safest bet. You can believe me or you can choose not to believe me, but on the very first store that I took to 6 figures, we ran a successful holiday ad until the middle of June. And we didn't even turn it off because it was unprofitable. So if your ads are profitable, do not turn them off. You should be willing to run a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale all the way until June, right? Because if it's making you money, it's making you money. You never know. These people might be seeing your ad thinking like, haha, these idiots forgot to turn it off, and then go buy because they think that you made a mistake. I don't know why the ads continued to work, but honestly, I don't really care. It's just stupid. I've seen people get like a 15 ROAS on their BFCM ads and then shut it off the second Tuesday comes along, after Cyber Monday, and it's just dumb, because you probably could have gotten a 3 to 5 ROAS for 6 months after that if you just left it on. So please do not turn off profitable ads. I don't care the situation, just let them go. And I'm excited to see BFCM ads running during next February. I'll see one, and I know that you listen to me. So number 6 on this list is learn from other people's experiences with BFCM. I've only been, I believe, 3 years, so 3 BFCMs. That's all the experience that I have. And that's kind of a lot to some people, but there's also people that have a lot more experience and probably have a lot more insight than I do. Just don't stop at this video. Keep on taking in, because a ton of people follow different strategies. They have different plans for what they choose to do during BFCM. So just keep on going out there and listening to people. You might get brought up like some good ideas that you might hear. Not everything's going to be super valuable, but even if you pick up a few golden nuggets, you can definitely milk BFCM and make the most out of it for yourself. So number 7, and you can take this one lightly or you can take it hardly. It doesn't really matter. It depends on where you are in your scale chart, but BFCM is literally the best time to find new creatives. Like if you have a new video, new ad copy that you want to test out, new images, whatever your situation is. There's so little resistance in the marketplace during BFCM that it almost makes new creatives kind of easy to gain traction with, in my experience. It could be kind of hard to get a new creative to gain traction once you've been running 1 or 2 of them for so long. So I would recommend, like I said earlier when I said that you should spend 50-50 on retargeting and cold traffic, try to mix in some new creatives there. Even if you don't need to, you should, just because maybe a month later your creative might die out and you'll have that one on backup. if you ever do, and it'll already have traction. And who knows, maybe you'll find one that actually works better than your main one. You never know. So make sure that you test new creatives on BFCM. And finally, I know that this sounds kind of biased because I own an agency myself, but I really truly mean it. During these BFCMs, I've been able to change a few people's lives just because they found a winner at the right time and they knew that they didn't know how to fully maximize it, and I went off and made them a shitload of money. This $2 million store that I showed you earlier was actually during Q4 when he came to me. And this is what I mean. Number 8, if you don't know what you're doing, hire someone, or at least consider it. Because, and I mean this genuinely, if you have a winner and you don't really know what you're doing, you might be able to make 100K off of it, but just based on my experiences with BFCM, scaling in general, drop shipping in general, I could probably figure out how to make 500K. And that's not an exaggeration, that's just like how it works. So consider hiring somebody to help you, especially during BFCM, because you only get one of them per year, and this could be the opportunity of your lifetime. Both students that came to me with a winner during BFCM have left Q4 with a couple 100K in their pocket, like literal profit, not just revenue. It really could be life-changing for you, so make sure that you take it the right way. And if you're just product testing and you're not confident in your abilities to run the actual tests, or find the products, or maybe you don't know if you're choosing the right products, I actually run an agency service where I give you products that I pick out myself, and we run the ads for you, and we can actually automate the whole product testing system and then scale it once we find a winner for you. So if you want that, there'll be a link in the description to apply. Just fill out the application. You'll have the ability to schedule a call afterwards. You're gonna want a little bit of budget for the service and the ad spend. But yeah, that was it for this video. I hope it really helps you, and I hope that I get some DMs in the next few months of people saying how this video helped them. You can definitely leave some comments. If you're one of those people that has experience with BFCM and you feel like you have something that you can add, then please, by all means, leave a comment. I'm sure people will love to learn from you. And yeah, this is Noah Brewer, and I'm out. Peace.